Yes, Johnny Weeb at Rosenfeld. Altona. Yes, Rosenfeld lost a lot when you left. Good evening. What a wonderful, it's a little cold. Had to put gloves on. And a jacket because it's just a little bit cooler and it's going to get cooler and colder. So anyway, that's just the way things are going right now. Hi guys. And I'm in the park. Boy, for many months I didn't get here. Now I'm trying to be here every day. What a wonderful time. I've had so many great discussions on Facebook. You know what? If you keep it focused and you keep it above the nitty gritty government bashing whatever stuff. Yeah, I know there's people that think I'm really favoring what's going on. I'm not. But at the same time, I've chosen to rise above it if I can and share the gospel of Jesus Christ wherever I go, whatever I do. But first, also, I'm an agricultural journalist and I keep writing. And what a privilege to write agriculture. It's been such a wonderful ride. I started with my father, farming, a kid growing up on a farm, but knowing what farming was always about because that's how Dad lived his life, that and the Lord Jesus Christ by his side, and my mother too. But, I loved farming. I thought I would be tilling the soil all my life, but I got bored. I got bored driving a tractor. I got bored doing those kinds of things day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute. And that doesn't in any way, shape, or form negate or make it a negative. No, it wasn't. I just remember, and many of you have heard the story about how I promised my father I would farm forever. 1967, we bought land from our great neighbor, H.W. Henry Dick, and a quarter section. And Dad said, you know what? We can buy this land together with my brother, but you have to promise me you're going to farm for life. Oh, bayo, fama. I would never quit. Well, I haven't quit working with agriculture, but after going back to school and going back to university and those 67, 68, 69, 70, and 71 years being absolutely dismal for making money on the farm. I come home from the University of Manitoba the last time as a student in the spring of 1971. Dad says there's an ad in the Red River Valley Echo for a farm broadcaster at CFEM Altona. Never had I given it one single thought. Never. And yet my father, who had made me promise him I would farm for life, tells me to go apply for that job. You know what? You know how the good Lord works? I applied for that job. And then, big time. And then Jim McSweeney, who I've had the privilege of talking to even here on the on Messenger, him and his great wife Tina, and I should have called back already. Jim celebrated his 90th birthday on March the 1st, I believe it was. And what a wonderful friendship he and I had all those years, 14 years. He taught me what it meant to be a broadcaster. He taught me what it meant to be a radio announcer. He taught me what it meant to get the job done. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Tina, for being my friends. What a wonderful, wonderful tribute to such a good friend. Haven't seen him in years except on video. And it seemed like we took up exactly where we had left off in 1985. Wow. What a travel. What a road that the good Lord has given me. And my wife was always there with me. I was with her whenever, in her work as a nurse. But agriculture, you know what? I talked to Jim Palliser today. Jim has put in I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. 3,000 acres of wheat. He's doing some canola. And so I said, how is the seed? He says some of it is actually germinating and some of it's lying in dry soil, but at a good depth. So he's, of course, as all the farmers in Manitoba, most likely waiting for rain almost impatiently. I told Jim on all the mediums I am on socially, I have asked for prayer. We need rain, not only just so that the farmers can make some more money and put in a crop. No, agriculture. The hog industry alone is worth $25 billion annually, and the dairy is about the same, and then we got all the rest of it. It's such a high percentage of the growth in the GDP or whatever that's called here in Canada. And so yes, we need to have agriculture. We need to have rain, but you know what? I told Jim, he's not in charge. I'm not in charge. He would need rain when I didn't. So we'll leave it up to the creator of the universe, the provider, and let him make that decision. Had so many good discussions, shared the gospel with people, and you know what? It's what life is really all about. We can discuss all the ins and outs of the virus and the corona this and the corona that, the vaccine and the vaccine this. But in the end, it really means very little when we come to the end of a road. Yeah, we've heard a lot about end times. Yes, we are in the end times. You know what? My wife Judy hit the end times quickly on May 18th, 2018. And but what a privilege to be at her bedside knowing that she knew where she was going once she took her last breath. And then my parents, my mom and dad, both of them, and here, right here, just feet from where I'm sitting here at the Bethel Heritage Park. Both of them died in palliative care at different times. Dad in 1984, Mom in 1991. What a privilege to be by their bedside when they took their last breath. Mom and Dad, Mom Fraze passed away in 2010, January 6th, 7th, I'm not sure, at Salem Home. And she too, we had visited her the night before, and she had seen heavens open, heaven's glory. And the next day at noon, she took her last breath, totally calm, waiting for the Lord's return for her. And then my father-in-law in 2003, just minutes before he took his last breath, he was on the telephone to Jack, his oldest son, and corresponding and saying to each other, I love you. I love you. And when we asked my dad and we asked my father-in-law, and we asked, are you seeing Jesus? And boy, the expression that my dad had on his face, and he just lifted almost a foot off the bed. And you could see that he was seeing glory, and it didn't take minutes, and he was gone. Ushered into heaven's glory. That's what this life is all about. How many people can we usher in with us? We have heard it so often. You cannot you cannot take anything with you. And the standard joke, and I remember, I wish Mildred Siemens Lowen would be listening, and I've told her this story several times, but I think it was 1980. We were in Edmonton celebrating Bernie and Mildred Lowen's 25th, and Bernie and Mildred were such good friends of Mom and Dad. Had visited with them in Florida. And so after the afternoon program, then we'd had coffee and tea and dainties and whatever else goes with it. And then after that, Bernie looks at my dad and us as a group, and he says, you know what, let's go to that restaurant and have dinner. My dad said, nay, dat kost te veel. And then Bernie, who was the only man that could have done that, looked at my dad and he says, you know what, Uncle Henry, have you ever seen a hearse with a U-Haul behind it? I thought Bernie was going to get flattened. He didn't. Dad said, let's go. And we did. and what a wonderful time we had. Yes, I could talk on and on about my father and about Bernie and all those kinds of things, but you know what? Two key things. I'm an agricultural journalist, and I'm going to continue as long as the good Lord allows me to. And I want to share the gospel in whatever way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter. I love to speak. I love to write. I love to share. I love to do these podcasts. But right now, we need to pray for rain. We need to pray for our government. We need to pray for all those people that are stung by fear beyond anything that this generation has ever experienced. Stung by fear-mongering from one end to the other. And all the different theories that are coming out about this and that. Well, I do want to say one thing. The good Lord, God Almighty, His hand will not be shown just because there's a pandemic. Nope. He's in charge. He's in control. He made this earth. He made the universe. He keeps it going, and He's going to keep ticking the clock as long as He decides to keep it ticking. Well, as I said, it's one of those evenings. We're supposed to get snow, and right now I'm praying for snow or rain. Doesn't matter. And then, of course, to end this off this evening, my goodness, Prince Philip dies at 99 years of age. My wife was a royalty fanatic. Yep, I can say that now, totally, 100%. And you know what? I get a text early in the morning from my daughter, Laurel. Guess what? I bet your mom just gave Prince Philip a royal welcome in heaven. What a thought. What a thought. Well, that's it for me at this time. I'm going to sign off and allow myself to get back home and warm where it's going to be warm, I hope. And I just pray for rain. I pray for your safety. I pray for your health. Pray for my health and my safety. Yes, I had a great visit with my doctor, Dr. Al Schrader, yesterday in Winnipeg. Tells me I'm on the right track after my recovery from my fall. And then I met with Dr. Joe Suderman, the chiropractor in Winkler, who's been so instrumental in getting me back to walking and biking. Yes, I won't go quite 5 kilometers today, but I did on Wednesday. I walked 5,000 steps yesterday, and already today I'd walked 3,000 steps. So you know what? I just want to stay as healthy as the good Lord allows me to stay, but I want to do my part. I don't want to be lying on the couch like I did for almost 2 months. You know, it's so easy to give up. It's so easy to just say, you know what? Who cares? Well, the good Lord cares, and I have some wonderful friends that care. So that's it for now. Somewhere, sometime, somehow, I may see you again. And that's Siemens Says.